that. Okay, so last session, right? So I'm hoping most things are done. The biggest thing next is final presentation. We're going to do that online. Just be aware I may have to switch the venue to Teams over Discord.
Oh, no.
Just because the we may get more than 25 people, maybe. Probably not, but we'll see. The one person, I emailed all the faculty. The other thing, I think actually, did I put it here? So the other thing about it is Professor Wu was asked by the Industry Advisory Board that they get invited to presentations by the students. So I have received responses from at least 3 of the IAB members. Okay, so probably 2, but I can't remember, I think maybe 2 of the faculty. I'm expecting Professor Wu to be there as well, but we'll see. So this peer review, I have received some responses. I don't know whether I've received everybody, so please finish that up so I can distribute those to the teams, right? And the other thing that is due is I asked you to do an update of the rubric that I'm going to use to grade your final product. So please, that should be available in Blackboard, so please do that. And I forgot to take copies of all the draft product scores, so I apologise if these are wrong, but they're only draft numbers anyway, right? And the thing I want everybody to note is that no team scored above 50%, right? So I think the closest was parking automation, and then I don't know whether these numbers are right. I think the drone was the lowest and the smart fridge update was in the middle, right? So just a reminder about those. So please update those rubrics. So as far as the presentations, they'll be online during this time slot. And I've invited all faculty, both full-time and part-time, the adjuncts I've invited. And I have received responses from these 3 IAB members. Lauren Gaunt, who is now retired, but he used to be at Eversource. Gary Felberbaum, who in fact, Gary and Charlotte I work quite closely with through the IEEE. Gary is currently treasurer of the Connecticut section of the IEEE, but his company is Advanced Decisions. They do a lot of consulting in the medical device software area. And Charlotte is works with a company called Ansys. They make their product is a CAD tool for RF radio frequency stuff. So she helps people design microwave antennas and that sort of thing. I also received a response from Professor Braverman, and normally we get the 497 students to come to see the 498 presentation, so that's where we may get a few more, although I think he's got a relatively small class. So we may be okay with the 25 limit on Discord, right? So So I'll probably go with this book. Even otherwise, I'm going to be recording the full presentation to YouTube, and I'll distribute that to the IAB and the faculty as well, so everybody has a view. Any questions about the presentations? You should know this by now. You've done 3 of them previously, right? There's a few extra things that you need to show this time around. The product piece, how far did you get? The lessons learned piece should be a wrap-up of not just this semester, but last semester as well. I think that's all I had to say there. So I always try to end each semester with the lessons learned for me, right? And there's 2 big ones that it's going to change the way I do 497 next semester. One of them is to order parts earlier, and I'm going to aim next semester to get the parts list by the end of the first semester, by the end of 497. That way I can order them over the summer, and by the time we come back in the full semester, we'll have the parts ready at week 1 of 498. So I'll aim to do that. The trouble with doing that, though, is you don't know what parts are the right parts. So there's a follow-up that I think is necessary, which is to engage with the potential technology earlier. And so before using the project-specific parts, it would be good for students to work with tools and tool chains in 497. So one of the things I'm doing, and I'm working with Professor Braverman on this, and Professor Broderick, and that is I'm going to order a few more of the ESP32s, the Arduinos and the Raspberry Pis. So in 497, I can get you to play with them. Well, not you, but the 497 students to play with them. Understand the Visual Studio Code, if that's what the IDE they're going to be using is. Understand how to use Git. Understand what each of those different sorts of processes can do, right? These 2 are sort of more real time, whereas the Raspberry Pi has an operating system sitting in the middle that maybe is good for some things and not good for other things. I've also ordered several little soldering practice kits. And in fact, I ordered one for myself because I'm not sure I can do it. So the ones I've definitely ordered are these through-hole ones. So one of the things I'm going to get the 497 students to do next semester is to solder one of these. Both of these just flash LEDs. This one just uses a couple of transistors, and it's an A-stable vibrator. The other, I'm going to look at how the circuit actually works as well as physically soldering it. I'm going to get the students one of these each. Some students will have already done this, right? So I'm also looking at getting some of these, which is a surface mount version. It's got a few more LEDs, but rather than the components being through-hole, right, you're plugging through the PCB, they're surface mount, so they just sit on top. And that's my thumb, and each of these little dots here is an 0402 resistor. So you can see I'm going to need some help. These ones go on. This is, so everything outside the circle is just practice. They don't actually do anything. But the thing inside the circle does a nice little decade counter. So it flashes LEDs and the flash circles around. Right, so I'm going to maybe get some of those, if I can do it. Right, I don't know whether I can. I don't know whether I have the microscope or the tweezers to be able to do the 402s. But thankfully, the working circuit doesn't need that. Okay, I don't have anything else to say, except please use some time now to fill in your course evaluations. And as usual, fill in whatever numbers you like or you think. The thing I mostly read are the free-form text fields, so give me whatever feedback you want, you think that would be useful. Any questions? Okay. So I'll go around each of the teams, but please try and get those course evaluations done. Last time I checked, there was 0 from this and 0 from 466. So oh no, I've got 2 from 466 and 1 from 498 now. So and also forgot status reports. Please do the next status report. I think then we're done.
Clear spot for a test flight.
Do you mind if I record it?
Absolutely.
You do mind if I record it?
Oh, no. Go for it.
It's not stable, so it's going to be a little spotty.
Okay, let me...
That's what we're working on, this calibration.
Okay.
What is peer review?
That's what we, okay.
So there's going to be one more peer review thing.
Oh, there's going to be another one?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just thought maybe I missed something.
But yeah.
We're going to do one for the presentation.
Basically,
I got hurt. There's a SUMAT insurance company.
Oh, you're right.
No.
Test flight number 1001.
476.
Almost?
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost there?
And that's why I'll explain to you guys that the joystick would be much better.
For sure.
Control.
Yeah. Because having 4 separate ones makes it impossible.
Can't you combine some of them like into one?
That's one slider?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Use joystick. At least we have it set up here, so now we just work on that joystick.
Calibrating.
How long was that flight time?
Way less than 10 minutes. Less than the right purpose.
I mean, if anything, take it outside for full throttle,
Nope.
just to see if it lasts for 10 minutes.
We're not going outside.
That is awful.
I'm not going outside.
Then I have a
Crazy
project.
today. That's how we lose components, is outside.
But it'll be technically flying for 10 minutes, though.
Unless it barrels.
Yeah. Smashes into a tree.
Alright, so let's go solve solid, alright?